Podcast takes a close-up look at controversial subject matter and hot-button topics, adding humor, cynicism, and a dose of reality to the stuff we're not supposed to talk about anymore. Politics, religion, sex, gender identity, violence, corruption. Nothing is left unturned in this lighthearted approach to information dissemination. The world is experiencing a pandemic of cowardice. 80% of people do not believe the craziness they've been coerced to agree with. Grab a friend, grab a beverage, and dive in with us as we take on the narrative and blast social stigmas with truth. Here are your hosts, Patriots Ray Amanat and Steve Reed.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at in TV land, blog land, podcast land, or social media. Welcome to Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve. I'm Ray Amanat here in sunny Port Richey, Florida. It was kind of rainy yesterday, buckets with tornadoes and everything out here in different parts of Florida, but I'm safe. So those of you that are watching, hey, I'm safe. My co-host, Mr. Steve Reed, in an undisclosed area somewhere in northern Texas. Mr. Steve, how are you doing?
I'm out of the outhouse.
No tornadoes in your home, huh?
No, they'll start coming in probably in April. So it's just a way of life.
Yeah, well, it was pretty stormy out here yesterday, so no pun intended for Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels, but hey, it was stormy out here.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, that was a good one. You know, it's funny, all the nonsense that's going on in the news today, all the stuff that the left is accusing Donald Trump of with this so-called insurrection. That's exactly what they are doing.
Yes.
And you know, there are so many people on the left that are saying, well, if Donald Trump gets back in office, he'll try and do this and assassinate.
He'll be a dictator.
But yet, if you are so weak that you can't handle the fight and you can't win on your merits, that you have to try and take out through underhanded and fallacious methods like Biden is doing. Mm-hmm. But frankly, I don't think it's Joe Biden that's doing it. I don't think. I think it's still Barack Obama and George Soros.
So everyone is saying that, with the Republicans trying to put Hunter Biden in prison for everything that he's done, him having to come in front of the Congress to speak, and he doesn't. And they're saying that the Republicans are just using it as a tool to go after Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Well, haven't the Democrats gone after all of Donald Trump's kids to where they had to testify and they actually showed up on time?
Yes,
they actually testified. They actually did everything, but Hunter just shows up. At first he didn't show up, but now he shows up, sits down, just stares at them, takes their whatever comments they're making, and then gets up and leaves like a little... I'm sorry, but little bitch, little crybaby.
See, Ray, I have to admit, I am out of it. I didn't know that he actually showed up for anything.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I believe it was yesterday or today.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
Today.
Before we go any further, this is an opinion-based program, although our opinions are based in fact, not
loosely.
No, they're based in fact. But yes, we are definitely opinionated. But I've seen Donald Trump Jr. doing TV interviews and talk about the fact that he was in the Inquisition for 2 days,
Right.
and he answered every question. But see, here's the difference between Don Jr. and Hunter. Don Jr. has done absolutely nothing wrong. He has run legitimate business deals. Okay.
With employees.
Right, with employees, and they are real legitimate companies. Okay, employees, payroll, the whole profits. I mean, the whole 9 yards, expenses, the whole 9 yards. But then you also have, well, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think Don Jr. has ever done drugs. I know his dad hasn't. His dad doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't smoke. He learned that from when he was a young man. That and a lot of people don't know. Donald Sr., he had an older brother. He was about 15, 16, 18 years older. And unfortunately, he had an alcohol problem. And he told Don, brother, whatever you do, don't get started on drugs, alcohol, tobacco, anything of that sort. So Donald Trump doesn't do any of those things. His vice is Cokes and Big Macs or whatever the burgers are. And so I know he has instilled that same ethic or that same standard in all of his kids.
Right, and it shows when they get interviewed.
Unlike Hunter, who is on tape, on camera, is smoking cocaine or crack or whatever it is, and gun issues. I mean,
in his underwear with hookers,
prostitution, you name it. Okay, so that's one big contrast there. Here's another contrast. Don Jr. never lost a laptop.
Right.
That is loaded with compromising stuff. And talking about international trade deals where there is bribery involved between Don Jr. and his father and his brother or an uncle or any other sibling, anybody. There's no evidence of anything like that having taken place. But yet we have the laptop from Hunter that he gave to a repairman in Wilmington, Delaware, and
it's not just the laptop; it's other people that have came forward as whistleblowers,
all the
and said,
evidence.
"No, those are all true."
Exactly.
He has conspired with Russia, China, Ukraine. And gotten money from all those people.
Exactly.
Not for a business or a painting or anything, but it's just for influence to have access to daddy.
Right. And make millions of dollars.
President Joe Biden, of which I like to refer, as does Jesse Kelly, as President Poopy Pants. I'm gonna adopt that.
I love it. Love it. There's such a stark contrast. So here you have the Trump family that really is a stellar family. Now, did former President Trump, did he have his stuff? Yeah, he did. Earlier in his life, he was a philanderer. There's no question. Okay, there's plenty of evidence of that. Okay. But did he bribe people? Did he do any of that stuff? But yet we've got Joe Biden that is replete with all kinds of nefarious and illegal things.
Well, there's that one where he was debating Hillary Clinton. And Hillary Clinton said that Donald Trump wasn't paying taxes or was cheating on his taxes. He goes, yeah, but it was you who wrote the tax code, and you could have changed it. But there were loopholes in there that not only I took advantage of, but all of your donors took advantage of. All of your friends that send money to you, use those same loopholes to,
Exactly.
not pay as much in taxes. So you've been in politics for how long? This is my first time trying for it. You could have changed this all along, but didn't because you didn't want your donors to be
Yeah.
mad at you.
Okay. Now, Ray, I've got to correct you on one thing. When people
Okay.
take advantage of those tax laws and the loopholes, they're not cheating.
No,
So-
they're following
right.
the tax code.
Right, exactly. So that's, but of course he took advantage of it. He's a smart businessman. So, and who else do you know of that can turn what $5,000 into $100,000 like Hillary did with her land deal with Whitewater? I mean, come on, it's just the double standard.
So
It
here's
is
the difference
so-
between Donald Trump and hold on and oh yeah, that's it. Nancy Pelosi. Donald Trump actually earned and worked for all of his millions and billions of dollars. Nancy and most of the other Democrats and some Republicans that came into politics without a dollar to their name are now millionaires or billionaires because of insider trading, not from owning a business,
Yeah.
but it's from taking our tax dollars and doing what they want with it to make their billions.
Case in point. See here, Joe Biden claimed to be the poorest senator in all 50 states. Okay? And he wore that mantle with pride. I'm the poorest senator. If he was the poorest senator, how in the world does he live in a multi-million-dollar beach resort in Rehoboth, Delaware?
Him and Bernie Sanders. I mean, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie's
is
got
another
3
one
places.
that-
Yeah.
yeah.
But on a salary of, I don't remember what the vice president's salary is, but it's probably $300,000 a year or less, maybe $250,000. As a senator, it's like $174,000 a year. How in the world can you afford to have an estate in Wilmington and the beachfront estate in Delaware? How in the world can you do that?
Unless he sold his speeches as children's books, because it's about like Cat in the Hat type thing. With whatever Joe Biden says,
Oh, mercy. Right. It is absolutely insane. Yeah, I saw somebody.
These are the jokes, people. These are the jokes.
Yeah. Yes. I don't remember who it was that said it, but they gave a list of what former presidents' earnings were or what their net worth was before they got into office and then after they retired. And it's in the millions of dollars after they've retired. And their money's gone up 10-fold, 20-fold, 30-fold, etc. Donald Trump, on the other hand, went into the presidency.
Lost money.
And yeah, I mean, he was worth $5 billion, and now he's worth $4 billion. And so, who's doing this for what purpose?
Right.
So Donald Trump is definitely my hero. There's no question in my mind. So it's unfortunate that we have people that are fraudulent and not just taking advantage of the system, but anyway, that's another subject. I would love to do. Oh, geez, here you go. All right, Ray. Here we
Wake the
go.
clock up, America.
All right, so Ray, you know the intro is how you doing?
That's what I want. Latch on as soon as you can, make it hard. If I stand on one leg, can you yank me off balance? Yeah. If I stand feet wide, can you pull me off balance? Come on, what's the matter with you? How you doing? What was the first thing she did? She walked away. She took her eyes off of me. She looked away. I take her purse, I run. She goes to security, she goes to law enforcement. They're gonna say, well, what did he look like? And you're gonna be like, it happened so fast, I didn't see him coming. You didn't see him coming because I made you feel uncomfortable and you took your eyes off me and walked away. The whole point is, and this does not mean I want you to go and flirt and talk to the person, or I don't want you to go, I see you. I just want you to, that's a cool shirt. I'd like to get that because my kids are in soccer. I'm letting you know I'm aware of you. I'm letting you know I can describe you.
How you doing?
Yay! So to everybody out there watching on Facebook Live or YouTube or any of the other social media platforms, iHeartRadio, one of the things that we're doing is I'm starting a brand new group class. Group classes that I'll be meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 o'clock p.m. So if you are interested in learning about self-defense and being trained for the New Year's, get a hold of me. You can go to our website at heroesinaction.us. You can email me at ray@heroesinactionnow.org or just give me a call. My local number here in Florida is 727-314-2534. I believe that's right, or just call my cell, 314-570-0243. But it's going to be a discount rate. So the normal monthly rate for training, the suggested donation is $150. We're going to make this for $99 till the end of this month. If you sign up between now and the end of this month, then that rate is frozen for the whole year. If you sign up after the end of this month, the price goes right back up to $150 a month. So take advantage of this. Come in and get the training and start the new year off on the right foot, learning everything about the do's and don'ts on how to keep yourself and your loved ones safe.
Could they also start on the left foot?
They could start on the left foot. Yeah, doesn't matter. We practice rights and lefts. Yeah.
I'm just curious about that. Well, Ray, I got to do a little bit of adjusting here to my screen. There we go. Yeah, I know. So, all right. So back to our contrasts. So we've got the Trump family that really is above board and ethical and so forth. And we've got the Biden family, the whole family, including kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews and the dog catcher. And I mean,
they're all making money. They're all making money.
For doing what? Absolutely nothing. For having the Biden name.
Right.
So I would just love to hear indictment charges on every single one of them. So the reason why, I mean, there's so many reasons why the Democrats don't want Trump back in office. They don't want to be exposed themselves because the Democrats are complicit. They don't want the swamp to be drained.
You know, one thing I wish Donald Trump would do is I wish he would say to President Poopy Pants, debate me. debate me. It's not not the Ron DeSantis or the Nikki Haley that he has to worry about. Those two are so far behind. I don't think they're going to get the nod for being the primary person for running for president.
Yeah.
Donald Trump just needs every opportunity he gets. President Biden, debate me.
Yeah.
Let's because I think Donald Trump can pretty much, in the mental state that Joe Biden is in right now, he can just be a wordsmith and totally knock Joe off the rails and get him to throw a little dementia anger fit or temper tantrum and expose Joe Biden for who he really is.
All they have to do is walk out on stage and then make them both walk off stage.
Well, Jill Biden will be helping them walk off stage like she normally does. It's like, no.
Not for debate. Not for debate.
Yeah.
No, it's just he's up there by himself. That's it. Okay, we're walking on the stage individually. We're walking off the stage. No help. Trump can even say, "You can put an earpiece in." Because
and you know who the debate moderator should be? Dana White. Dana White from the UFC.
There you go. I would like to see Glenn Beck.
Yes.
I think Glenn Beck would do a reasonable job. So anyway, now I got to change direction a little bit. I just heard something yesterday that Fani Willis. You know who Fani Willis is?
Let's educate our audience.
Okay. Well, Fani Willis is the district attorney in Fulton County in Georgia. Okay. She's the one that has brought up all of these fraudulent charges about Trump and the 10 or 15 or 20 other people. Okay.
Right.
I just heard the lead prosecutor that she brought in, he has been paying him as the primary prosecutor in this whole affair. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Speaking of affairs,
they've been having an affair.
Yes. So she's paying him. He's taking her on exotic trips. And is that a conflict of interest or what?
Right.
Like, there's no way. They can't be that stupid. But they are. They are that stupid. Well, and so she is paying for her own vacations.
Right.
With government money.
Right.
And I heard somebody say yesterday that they believe that this is obviously illegal or unlawful, and that it is a criminal enterprise that she has set up. And if she doesn't watch it, they're going to have RICO charges against her for racketeering.
Then the Republicans need to grow a spine.
Yes.
And investigate and interview and get more facts and press charges and so on and so forth.
I would be happy if the Attorney General for the state of Georgia had her arrested. And if that were to happen, if they and I'm sure they've got enough evidence that those out there. It wouldn't be in the news if it wasn't. But I think it was Megyn Kelly that I heard it from. But can you imagine if she is perp walked? The entire insurrection thing that she is putting out there would fall apart completely, and it would be linked to everything else that Jack Smith is doing and the bozo up in New York and everybody else. So this is literally a house of cards.
Right.
I mean, this is right. I know you've seen these people where they set up the dominoes, and they've got thousands of dominoes, and you push one over, and it just causes this chain reaction. That's exactly what I think is happening with this.
Right.
I am so excited about this.
Well, I mean, they've got plenty. If the January 6th goes to the Supreme Court and they throw it out as a lot of BS because there's so much evidence that shows that he did not cause an insurrection, that it was not. And now there's more and more stuff coming out that it's the FBI that did all that.
Exactly.
The more and more that comes out, the more the Democrats are going to be pretty much screwed. Mayorkas, I hope he gets impeached. But it's funny that all of a sudden that they file impeachment proceedings against him. Now he shows up to the border. Now he goes up there and looks.
Only 3 years later.
Yeah, it's a little too late. And it's also because I had a realtor friend of mine just at a network meeting earlier this week say, hey, guess what? Interest rates are going down. Now they're going from 7% to 5%. Oh, really? I guess that's what happened when it's an election year and Biden wants to have a good reputation. And now he's going back to everything that was when he assumed office from Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well, gasoline prices. So food
gas prices are coming down.
Yep. Well, they went down and now they're starting to spike up a little bit again. Which I'm not an economist and I don't understand. I don't do oil trades and anything of that sort. But I don't understand how you can have a 20 or 30-second swing or 20 or 30-cent swing in the price of gasoline at the pump. I mean, I don't understand that. And nobody's been able to explain. There can't be that much of a difference. I mean, Ray, I remember when I was a youngster. I mean, this goes back to the 60s. I know you were just a glimmer. You were just probably still in diapers.
I was a stain in my daddy's pants. What are you talking about?
I remember going to a gas station where I lived, and the owner of the gas station, I remember I'm in the car with my dad, and I remember seeing the owner of the gas station come trotting out and saying, Reverend Reed, and this is on like a Monday or Tuesday, he says, you need to come in on Thursday afternoon and top off your tank. Well, why is that? Well, the price is going from 19 cents to 21 cents. It's going up 2 cents on Friday. Okay, so come in on Thursday afternoon. We'll get you topped off. And he wouldn't have used 1.5 gallons of gas, but he was going to do it anyway. Right. But today, you go by the gas station, and I use an app called Gas Buddy, and I check to see who has the cheapest prices. So, it's 11 o'clock. Okay, the price of gas is $2.75, and you get there, and now it's $2.95. Right. 5 minutes later. I mean, what? I don't. But thank you, Joe Biden. Donald Trump had gas prices down into the 170 range, and so Biden is the cause of all of the inflation. He's the cause of all of the price hikes on everything.
With this election coming up, interest rates are coming back down. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 4 or 3%.
I don't think it's going to go that much.
Now they're talking about actually doing something with the border because of pressure from all the Democratic-run cities that can't handle anymore. Exactly. They're calling them, what are they calling them? They're illegal immigrants, but they're calling them, what is it? Where they're running in fear of their country. Help me out here.
They're illegal immigrants.
They're coming up with every other word to call them other than illegal immigrants.
But they are illegal immigrants. Okay.
Yeah. We need to hear a little bit more about what Steve Reed Ministries is all about.
Well, actually, I'm going to show you a slide here, and this will be probably the smartest thing for me to do. I want to talk about my planning book. Yes, I'm a coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a business coach. I'm a relationship or a marriage coach, and coaching now since the early 90s. Ray, a little bit of background on how I got started with coaching, and I'm gonna pull this out for a minute, but a little bit of background. So my undergraduate degree is in psychology, and while I was planning on using the psych degree right out of college, I changed my mind. I went into outside sales. I started selling copiers and printing equipment and that kind of stuff, and did that. Was very successful in that for a number of years. And in the late 80s, I was introduced to personality temperaments, but this was from the Greek concept. And there was a choleric, a sanguine, phlegmatic, and melancholy. And while I understood the concepts, I couldn't spell any of the words. So I kept looking for a better way of explaining what the personality temperaments are. You've got extroverted, you've got introverted, you've got people that are task-oriented, people who are people-oriented. And when I started learning about those things, I just started teaching other people about the personality temperaments. And then one person after another started asking, hey, I'm having some personal things. Can you help me with that? And all of a sudden, back in the early 90s, I became a coach. Back in those days, we called them mentors. And I did that for decades. And then I started doing more and more and more coaching / mentoring. And then somebody says, hey, I need help with my marriage, or I need help with my business, and so forth. And I had already been doing a lot of business coaching along the way. And that's how all of this stuff happened. So several years ago, I was looking at what to do to get ready for the next year and to stay on task with the things that you need to do. And that's why I came up with this workbook. It's called Strategies for Success, Success Planning for Professionals. It's a 50-page document. And what you do with it is you go through, it starts out by talking about what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your dreams, what's your why, what's your mission, your purpose, your vision. And then from there, we develop a whole series of things where you figure out what's working for you, what's not working for you. And what are the obstacles? Are there people that you need to know, that you need to meet? So those are the kinds of things. And a lot of times when people are doing their goal setting at the beginning of the year or the end of the previous year, they don't take all of these things into consideration. All they look at is, well, I want to make $10,000 more than I did last year, or I want to do this, or I want to buy that, or whatever. But they don't take the time to really look at what their mission is, what their purpose is, what their vision is. They don't look at their strengths. They don't look at the obstacles that they have to overcome. And one of the biggest obstacles is, who do you need to know in order to open that door for you to get to the next chapter, the next page, in order to get things done? That's why I came up with this workbook. So you can go to the QR code, or you can go to my website. My website is StephenReedMinistries.com, and it's StephenReed Ministries, MINISTRIES.com, or you can email me at info@StephenReedMinistries.com. Or if you're watching us online, then you can scan the QR code that'll take you to the website that I have specifically for this strategy workbook. And my goal is to just help people get to the things that they want, whether it's a better position retirement-wise, or whether it's being on track with their dreams and goals. What are the things that are holding people back? That's what I'm about. That's what I love doing. That's me.
Yay.
Yeah.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So anyway, so Ray, we got about 20 minutes left of our program today, and I've got a little bit of an announcement. So this is a
little bit of an announcement. This is kind of a major announcement.
Actually, it is. So back in 2099, I got into the insurance business, and I sold supplemental insurance products, and then I moved into life insurance products, and I was doing some retirement planning products as well with the life insurance, and I was doing some annuities, and I was doing very well. But I really felt like I needed to do more on the coaching side. I was doing a lot of coaching on a part-time basis, on a volunteer basis, and I just felt like I needed to spend more time in the coaching. Well, several months ago, I ran into a friend of mine who works with an organization, and Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say the name of the company. The name of the company is Teachers Pension. And my buddy Robert started pursuing me, and he and I had several conversations. And what his company does now, he's one of the reps for the company. What they do is they go into school districts and they do presentations for the teachers and administrators to show them how there is a gap in their retirement program. Now, most teachers have a pension program of some sort, but the problem that most teachers don't realize is when it's time for them to retire, whether it's 55, 60, 65, whatever their age is, if they've met all of the criteria and they want to retire, they're typically only going to be earning about 50%, maybe 60% of what they have been paid. So if you are now earning, let's say you're earning $70,000 a year, and you decide you're going to retire, now on your teacher's pension, you're earning about $40,000 a year. Is that a good deal? No, it's not a good deal. So what we're doing is we're going into schools to teach them about the gap, teach them how the retirement program works, but then in addition to that, showing them some options to fill that gap that's there so that they can retire with dignity and not end up like Poopy Joe, who is a greeter at Walmart.
So if you're a school administrator and you want to do a service for all of your staff members or your teachers and other employees, it's not just for teachers, correct?
Right. Correct. It's for the entire staff. If you work for the school district, then you would qualify for the program.
Reach out to Steve, set up an appointment to have him come out and share with you all the products that you can utilize for when you go into retirement.
Yeah. And now, as of right now, I am only licensed in Texas and Florida. But that doesn't mean that I can't get a license in Idaho or in Colorado or Tennessee or wherever. I mean, it's pretty easy to get the license as a reciprocal license. And in those situations, I just do Zoom meetings. So anyway, so the company that I work with is nationwide, and they have access to all of the teacher pension programs, literally coast to coast. So Ray, for years now, I've called myself a multi-purpose pain reliever, and I help people with emotional pain, emotional trauma issues from bullying or abuse or whatever, marriage or relationship pain, business pain. For the past couple of years, I've been working with people on physical pain, and I might as well do another shameless plug, talking about the LifeWave stem cell activation patch. This thing is amazing. Got me out of pain, lower back pain, almost instantly. So I help people with physical pain, but now I get to help people with their retirement pain as well. And so I'm very excited about the new season or the new chapter. So anyway.
So what you're trying to say is that with a lot of the training and with a lot of the meetings that you're going to have with teachers and school districts, that you are going to no longer be with Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve.
Well, what can I say?
I only have one thing to say. Boo!
I'll have to take my buddy with me when I go on some of these appointments.
No, I'm very happy for you that you found something that financially can bring you to where you want to be for your own retirement down the road.
Well, and the funny thing is, Ray, I wasn't looking. I was approached. And it's a whole series of events that took place to get me to where I am today. But this whole thing started back in September. And somebody else approached me about doing something similar with a different company. And it was just one thing after another. It's like, okay, this door kept coming after me. And I finally decided several weeks ago. I said, you know what? It makes total sense. So, and I'm Ray, like you. Yes, you are a martial arts expert. Okay, but at heart, you're a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You teach people the art and the craft and the skill of martial arts and self-defense. Well, that's my whole branding for everything that I do. I am a teacher, and I love teaching people and helping people solve problems, whatever those problems are. I want to help people solve the problems. And if it's a communication problem, I'll still coach people in communication. I'll still coach people in disc. I got a call from a woman yesterday in New York, and she and her husband are going through some major challenges. If I can help her, then I'll help her. Help the two of them, should I say? So I still have some of those things. I've got other people that I'm still coaching, but it looks like my work week is going to be Tuesday through Saturday, and it doesn't leave a lot of time for much of anything else.
Right.
So anyway, so that's my
So
story.
for those of you that are wondering what's going to happen with Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve, it's going to become Taboo Talk with Ray Amanat. I'll do my best to keep the show going. We might even look at Ray Amanat Unleashed. I don't know.
No, unhinged.
Unhinged, Unleashed. Yeah, of course, Clucky the Chicken will be here with me to help wake the cluck up, America, so that we get back on the right track of things out here. But yes, you will be missed. And we can always bring you back as a special guest, just for old time's sake. So
I love it.
And with that,
are you telling me we got to go to another commercial break?
yes,
Let me see if I can find the next commercial break. So, hang on.
Entertainment expands your horizons, takes you on fantastic adventures, challenges your skills. Independent media never looked so good. Welcome to a new sphere of influence. Our words mean business. Traditional families are honored, and the American flag still flies.
And the great thing is, you can still reach out to Susan Hamilton at offbeatbusiness.com. So reach out to Susan. And if you want to get a broader reach, she's all over North Texas. She's got things going on in Central Florida with Traverse TV, and they are expanding like crazy. They are family-based, conservative programming, and you cannot go wrong. So consider advertising with Offbeat Business Network. You would not go wrong. Right. And of course, you can find Offbeat Business on all of the major podcast platforms, the Spotifys and the iHearts and the Apple iTunes and Rumble, and I think they're on Telegram and Gab, and so all of the major players, they are out there. So you want to get involved in that type of
once you find the OBBM network, then you can also find all of our current and previous episodes of Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve.
And Ray, saying that, most of the topics that we've talked about for the past 2 years, I can't believe this has been 2 years, but most of the topics that we're talking about are just as relevant today as they were when we originally broadcast that episode.
Absolutely.
And whether it's talking about sex trafficking or drug trafficking or abuse or all of the transgender nonsense, or, I saw something a couple of days ago. This is really kind of funny. Archaeologists, I don't know if you've heard this, but there was a news flash. Archaeologists found some bones, some human remains from 3,000 years ago. And you know what they discovered? They discovered that they were either male or female.
Right.
They didn't find anything else. Ray, I'm going to miss that. So
Well, I mean, the format will change a little bit since you're not going to be with me. I'm going to play around with the format, and I'm going to need feedback from our viewing and listening audience as to, is this the right direction that you would like me to take Taboo Talk? And if you're like, no, boo, then send me the email. You can send it to me at, well, we're going to have to change the email a little bit, but
or they
you
can send it
send
directly to you there.
yeah, you can send it to ray at heroesinactionnow.org, and
Right.
I would get your emails as far as comments or feedback so that I can give you the show that you guys want to tune into and listen to. So,
You know, Ray, I think you should just call it the Ray Amanat Show, or the bigger you get, just say the Ray Show. I mean, it's like Fair and other
well,
the
there's
other
other people
single
that
name.
have shows that they have their name is Ray, the Rachel Ray or whatever else. I want them to get. I want everyone to be able to say my name, Amanat, and then listen to the Manamanat song, Manamanat, Ray Amanat. That's the best way to remember my song and
You
get it
may
stuck
have
in your head.
you may have to get some special licensing for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Sesame Street would like you capitalizing on their
It's it's plugging their show or it's plugging
yeah.
Animal.
You know, Ray. As long as we brought that up, um, stop and think about how corrupt our world is. Sesame Street brand is worth billions of dollars. Okay, billions of dollars. Why are they getting government funding?
Right.
They're part
Why,
of the
why
NPI.
are a lot of these public funded TV shows, NPR and things like that, getting taxpayer
Exactly.
funding?
Exactly. So I think that Sesame Street needs to just break away. If it's worthwhile and stand on your own, you don't need any government funding.
Right.
Just like Congress, you might as well stop the salaries for all congressmen, all senators, and just let them raise their own money from their support people, like they're doing anyway. So just take away the government funding.
Yep.
Long they last. So anyway, so that's my story.
Well, this is going to be a farewell to Steve, who's flushing his Taboo Talk history down the toilet. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. Oh.
You will
Well,
be. Oh, excuse me. You will be missed. I'm sure you won't miss half of the stuff that I do.
Joe. I
Excuse
mean
me.
Ray. Sorry. Yes, I'll make some guest appearances here and there. We've got to continue the bantering back and forth, but seasons change, and new opportunities, new doors are opening up, and
And one thing that I hope for to our viewers and our listeners, if you get a door open, a new opportunity, do what Steve did. Take it.
yeah,
Run with it.
yeah,
If it's going to improve your life, if it's going to improve your relationships,
yep,
if it's going to improve just every aspect of your being,
yeah,
if you have that
exactly,
opportunity, seize it, take it, embrace it, run
yeah.
with it. That's why I'm
You know,
proud of you for everything that you're doing, Steve.
Ray, there's a presentation that I've done for many years. It's a speech that I wrote several years ago. The title of the speech is "You Got to Have Hope," and I take the word hope, HOPE, and I break it down into an acrostic. And the H stands for helping others. I help others. That's what I do. That's who I am. That's what I've done for decades. The O stands for open doors of opportunity.
Right.
So based on what you just said, you gotta seize the moment. Open the doors. If you've got a door that's in front of you, open it. Okay. The P is for prayerfully pursue. I've had a lot of prayers going into this to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. And the E stands for enthusiasm or excitement. Do what you're doing filled with enthusiasm. I know if you went into a class, you've got this new class coming up soon. If you went into a class, hi, my name is Ray, and I'm going to teach you about self-defense, and the people wouldn't last very long. You wouldn't last very long. I know that you have excitement and enthusiasm when you're doing it. Mm-hmm. So, and you probably ask all of your students, how you doing? And that's just the way you are. So anyway, so think about the hope that you have in your life. Help others, open doors of opportunity, prayerfully pursue, and do it with enthusiasm. And you'll make it. No matter what the obstacles are, you'll make it.
And with that, I think that would be a perfect send-off to you and our listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, followers, subscribers, it has been a blessing. I've enjoyed being with you for the past couple of years. And don't stop. Just keep pursuing. And let's get the numbnuts out of the White House and get the real president, Donald Trump, back into office. And let's clean up the sewer. It's no longer a swamp. It is a sewer. So with that, Ray, be blessed, my friend.
God bless you.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve. If you have suggestions for topics you would like us to discuss, or you would like to become a sponsor, reach out to us today at tabootalkwithrayansteve@gmail.com. In the meantime, check out the other amazing programs on OBBM Network on all your favorite podcast platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Join us again for another fun and informative opinion-based episode. This is Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve.